Hello, I'm MightyJ Cosplay, and in today's video I'm gonna show you how to turn from this to this. I start tracing my face using the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in shade All Over Grey. Then I trace the teeth using the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in shade All Around White. Then I use the white eyeliner also to mark some highlight spots. I prime my lips with a thin layer of lipstick, I use red where the tongue will be, and I use black for the rest of the lips. Then I start filling the teeth using the Maran Paradise paint in white. Then I put some of the Maran Paradise paint in yellow at the root of each tooth. I pull the yellow body paint toward the center of the mouth, and then I go back with white body paint toward the outside of the mouth. Then I mark the highlight of the tongue with white body paint, then I start filling the rest of the tongue using the Maran Paradise paint in pink. Then for the shading in the middle, I shade with the Maran Paradise paint in shade Beach Berry. Then I just blend the shading and the highlight with the pink body paint. Then I use the Maran Paradise paint in red for a line in the middle of the tongue on the shaded side. Once it's done, I outline the teeth using the Maran Paradise paint in black in a detail brush. Then I fill the rest of the mouth with the black body paint as well. Then using the Maran Paradise paint in white, I mark the highlight spot all across my face. Then I start filling the face using the Maran Paradise paint in Storm Cloud Grey. I will start by filling, shading and highlighting the bottom half of my face before starting to even fill the top half of my face with the Storm Cloud Grey body paint. I'm doing it that way basically just to avoid to lose track of all the lines of my tracing. Once it's done, I start blending the white body paint of the highlight with the grey body paint of the rest of the face. Then I start doing the shading using the Maran Paradise paint in violet. I have to say that idea of shading using violet is totally experimental. Basically, because the whole look is grey, I wanted to use a darker color than grey that isn't black in order to shade. So I also wanted to give a purple or violet undertone, so shading with violet was a great way of achieving this. I didn't want it to shade with black because I was afraid it would get too dark, so that's the reason why I experimented with violet. If you think it looks weird, you can then instead just shade with black, but use less black than the amount of violet that I'm using. Then in some corners I'm deepening the shade using the Marin Paradise paint in black in a very tiny brush. Then I'm redoing some touch-ups of highlight with white body paint. Then I start to fill the kind of fins on the top of his head. So basically I start each one of them by shading underneath with the gray body paint. Then I'm doing the one on top, mostly not to lose track. Then I'm shading the part under the middle with the violet body paint. I'm blending it in, then I'm repeating the process of blending with the highlight on the top, and then I'm using a small brush to add some black underneath the line in the middle. For the other skin part between the kind of fins, I'm repeating a similar process. I'm filling it with gray body paint and then I'm shading with violet and then adding a pinch of black in the shading or for the outlining. Then I'm repeating the same process with the other fins, basically filling with gray, shading with violet, blending the white highlight, and then adding a line of black under the line in the middle. For the rest of the face, it's still pretty much the same process, but I know this makeup can look quite repetitive, but it's important to take your time in order to do it. If you really want to achieve that kind of popping 3D effect, the key of success is having a stark contrast between the white highlight and the shading. That's basically the main reason why I'm adding the line of black right next to the white highlight to get a very stark contrast. For the kind of arrow on the top of the head, I'm also outlining all of it using black body paint. For the tip of the tongue, I'm repeating pretty much the same process I did for the rest of the tongue. It's just that I start by adding gray body paint and I'm also here shading with violet because the tip of the tongue looked just darker and a little more rock-like compared to the rest of the tongue. For the eyes, I start with a pupil in the middle using the yellow from the Makeup Forever Flash palette, then I verify the placement by taking a selfie, then I use the red from the Makeup Forever Flash palette to fill the rest of the eye shape, and I still verify the placement with a selfie, and then I slightly blend the two together to get a gradient. Then I add black gel liner on my waterlines, then I start setting the cream makeup. I start using a white and yellow duochrome metallic eyeshadow in the middle, then I'm setting the rest using an orange eyeshadow and then a red eyeshadow on the outside of the eyes. Then I'm outlining the shape of the eye using a liquid liner pen. Then I also do some touch-ups using an ink liner and then I use a black eyeshadow and a liner brush to re-outline the eyes, basically to kind of set all the liquid product that I used. Once it's done, I fill the rest of the eye area using the Marin Paradise paint in Storm Cloud Gray and then I'm setting it using a gray eyeshadow. Then I'm shading the top of the eye area using a violet eyeshadow as well. I set the storm cloud gray body paint that I have applied all across my face with a matte gray eyeshadow. For the kind of fins, I do one dip in my eyeshadow pan. I start with the part that is kind of underneath, and then I'm doing the part that is on top, so to prevent to have excess eyeshadow where I want it to be lighter. I'm topping the teeth with a white eyeshadow and topping the yellow body paint with a yellow eyeshadow as well. Then I'm setting all the white body paint that I used for highlight with a white powdery eyeshadow. Here I'm using the MAC eyeshadow single in shade Gesso. For the tongue, I'm matching each color of body paint with a matching color of blush, then I'm topping the white highlight with a white metallic eyeshadow. Then I'm outlining the teeth with black eyeshadow and a liner brush. Then I'm redoing all the shading across my face using a violet eyeshadow. In the end, I think it kind of looked a little too violet, so I would also blend it a little bit more with gray eyeshadow as well. Then I'm also deepening the shade with black eyeshadow. I'm pretty much re-outlining some part of the face with the black eyeshadow and smudging it a little bit using a smudger brush. Then I top all the white body paint that I used for a highlight with a white metallic eyeshadow. And I finish using white highlighter on some other spots. And this is the final result. So I did a cosplay SFX makeup of Tevesh Svat from Magic the Gathering. Basically it is one of the new planeswalker from the new set Commander Legends. So I hope you really enjoyed the video. If so, please feel free to give a like and subscribe to the channel to see more cosplay SFX makeup tips and tricks and cosplay SFX makeup tutorials. And I hope to see you in another video. Bye!